Hello to my friends at Dyersburg Primary School in the Pre-K classes. My name is Vanessa Kane. I'm the Children's Director here at MacIver's Grant Public Library downtown. And I'm so excited to be sharing this book with you today that goes along with your theme, Our Community, the People We Meet. And this book is an award winner. It's a Caldecott Award Medal winner, which means that the illustrations are really, really good and they won an award. So we're going to look really closely at the illustrations. Also, this book is really wonderful because the author who wrote the words, Peggy Rathman, also is the illustrator who drew the pictures. So Peggy Rathman did the words and the pictures to this book. And when she did that, there's some things that if you read just the words, you won't know what's happening in the story. You have to really look at the pictures to find out some more things that are happening in the story. And so we're really excited about doing that today. I like it when books use different ways to tell you about the story. Here is the end papers. As you can see, there's a bunch of little star-shaped notes, and we're going to talk about those too in a moment. Officer Buckle and Gloria. This book was published by G.P. Putnam's Sons in New York, and there is Officer Buckle. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anybody in Knappville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77, never stand on a swivel chair. Have you ever tried to stand on a chair with wheels on it? Oh, I hope not. Don't ever try that. Look at poor Officer Buckle. He fell right off. But he's putting that note up on his bulletin board so he'll remember. Safety tip number 77, never stand in a swivel chair. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Knappville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. Have you ever had an officer come to your school to talk to you? I bet that you didn't snore. Afterward, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. So after his safety tips, look at what happened. Mrs. Topple got on a swivel chair to pull down the sign. Can you see some other things that are happening that might not be too safe? There's a lady walking up the stairs. She can't see where she's going because she's got so much in her arms. There's somebody who didn't tie his shoelaces. What's happening to him? Oh, wow. And what about right there? Do you see the water's dripping and somebody slipped under the water? I don't think people are listening to Officer Buckle's safety tips. Then one day, Knappville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at school, Gloria went along. There's Gloria in the car. Have you ever met a police dog? Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. What are they staring at? Can you see what they're staring at? What is Gloria doing? Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. What are their eyes popping for? Can you see what Gloria is doing in this picture? Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had discovered that morning. See? Gloria just sitting down when Officer Buckle looks at her. Let's see what else happens. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. The audience roared. What is Gloria doing? Is she demonstrating what might happen if you sit on a thumbtack? Oh my bottom. Look at Gloria. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. Look at what Gloria's doing behind Officer Buckle as he tells all of those safety tips. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Knappville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. There's all of those thank you notes. I know sometimes when people come to see you, you write thank you notes to them. And there are all those pictures of Gloria doing silly things. And Officer Buckle doesn't know, does he? He just thinks that they're very imaginative pictures, which means they really use their imagination. His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team, your friend Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet. Safety tip number 7. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling about the safety speech. Officer Buckle, they said, our students want to hear your safety tips. And please, please bring along that police dog. Look at all of those people calling Officer Buckle. Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. Can you see what Gloria's doing behind Officer Buckle in the picture down here? And what is she doing up here? She's a busy little dog, isn't she? After every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. Look, even while he's getting the ice cream, she's helping. She's signing autographs. That's what Gloria's doing. And there she's eating an ice cream with Officer Buckle. Do you like having a buddy sometimes? Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle at the State College auditorium. Look at all those people. There's a lot of people to give safety tips to. And there's Gloria. And there's the cameras. Can you see the cameras taking his picture? They're videoing him. Let's see what happens. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during electrical storms, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. What is Gloria doing in that picture? Bravo, they cheered. Bravo. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. What do you think he's going to see on the news? The next day, the principal of Knappville School telephoned the police station. Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech. Officer Buckle frowned. I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway. Oh, said Mrs. Topple. Well, how about Gloria? Could she come? That's probably not the nice thing to say, was it? I think Officer Buckle's feeling a little bit sad. He didn't know that Gloria was stealing the show. Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely, and then she fell asleep. And so did the audience. After Gloria left, Knappville School had its biggest accident ever. Can Gloria do it by herself? No, she can't do it by herself. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed and let go of her hammer. There is the banana pudding, and there is Mrs. Topple, who is back on a chair with wheels on it that she shouldn't be on because that's safety tip number 77, I think. And there's her hammer, and it's flying. What's gonna happen? The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, "Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire. P.S. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet." Safety tip number 7. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. And then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip ever. What do you think his best safety tip is going to be? Let's find out. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. They did it better together, didn't they? I like this book. I like that you have to look at the pictures to see what some of the action is happening in the story. If you just read it out loud without the pictures, you wouldn't know what Gloria is doing behind him. I like this book. I hope you liked it, and I hope that when you get to go meet some people in your community, that you get to meet a police officer who tries to help you. I hope you have a wonderful day.